I thought I'd just pop on and say hello and let you know a bit about what's going on. You'd have seen the photos during the week from last weekend. That monstrosity in the back was all in pieces. I got it together on the day, and it was just taking up all the space down here, which you can't see. And there wasn't a lot of room to move. So Wednesday, I started moving furniture, and it's been moved back. That will be its permanent home, but temporarily other stuff is still here around. So I've been sorting out fabric, as you'll have seen too. If anybody likes using fabric scraps or likes to recycle fabric and clothes, I've got some there that I will be looking to rehome. No, there's some pieces left over from when I did the denim throw for Jonathan from jeans. So if anybody is looking for denim scraps, there are some there. I found another tub this week when I was moving stuff. I didn't know what's in there, so I will probably put a post on there. I did send a big box out this week, but if anybody is looking for some, then please let me know. If anybody, I've got a bag that I was making crumb blocks from. If anybody's interested in those, let me know. So this morning on my post, I was talking about making leaders to go on the frame. So here you are. Having recycled fabric here is quite an good idea, because I think I've used recycled sheets to make these. So what I've done, I cut them to length. Actually, on YouTube, the Grace Company video on how to set up the frame was very useful. So these will go onto the frame. There's a channel where they'll fit in, and that's what will be used for pinning my fabric to. So you pin your backing fabric to one, your top fabric to another, and then you have another roll where your working fabric, after you've quilted, gets rolled onto it. And just like on a embroidery frame, it leads your fabric through, and that's why they're called leaders. So they're all made ready. Morning, Sarah. So they're all made ready. What I've done is just overlocked the raw edges so that it'll keep its strength. I've stitched a line to mark the center. Fortunately, the lady that had the frame before has marked the rollers with the center line, so I'll be able to line those up. And then on the leading edge, I've stitched a line about 1 inch in, which is where I will line up the fabric when I pin it. So I've checked the videos, it looks doable. I need to move things again to get it set up, but I shall probably finish this quilt first, and that will be my practice one. So I thought in this week's blog, if I put the link in for you, going back to Canada. So it seems ages ago since I was there now. So I did visit a couple of shops while I was there. The 2 quilt shops that I visited were actually in the United States. So I'm going to do a blog post about each one and share the fabric that I've done. Oh, I'm looking forward to it, Sarah. This quilt that I've just done, the quilt top, has been made purely out of scraps so far. I was sent some strips by somebody, so I discovered those this week when I was sorting out. Speak of the devil, Angela. Angela was the one that sent me the original strips that was the inspiration of the quilt that I was doing. So actually I'm just adding some more orders onto it now. So the photos I put up, and I'm just going to put another one of black going round, and then Angela's very kindly sent me some other fabric. So that's going to be a thin border that I'm going to add on as well. You can't see it very clearly, but it's nice sparkly gold line in there as well. Morning, Leslie. So they're going to go on to these, and I want to make it up to, at the moment now it's about 50 by 44. If I can get up to 60 on the big one, I think that will be enough. So in the blog post, actually the fabric is in a bag under there. Shared some of the fabric that I bought while I went to the fabric shop in Twisp. Beautiful little place, lovely campsite we stayed at. Outside the shop they had barn quilts, so they're decent size. So I might have a go at doing some of those for here. The lady in there was very friendly, and she had a lovely ethos too. My aunt bought a bag kit which I have snuck home with me. We didn't have time to make it while I was there, so I brought it home, and I'll make it and send it back. But some of the supplies that was recommended on the kit were rather expensive, and the lady there says that she doesn't stock it. She'll recommend other things to make it more accessible for people, so I thought that was lovely. Took photos around the shop. I bought some fat quarters to bring home because basically my goal was to bring something back from Canada, something back from the United States that I could use in projects at home. So I'd found my fat quarters, and as I took the photos I found some cat fabric which I'd seen actually on Pinterest, and I couldn't go without it, so I ended up spending more. So on the blog, which I've put the link to, you can see what I bought, you can see the shop. So if you end up visiting there sometime, you'll be able to see what they've made out of the fabric as well. I'll put a link to the quilt that they've made. So that's living my holiday again. I will share with you the other quilt shop that we went to. We went to on that day. The other one had some interesting decor which my aunts challenged me to have a go at. Whether I will or not, I don't know. They had some beautiful chandeliers there. So that will be the next blog post, of which I'll share with you next quilting shop there. So I've got a quiet house, so I'm going to add some more borders to my quilt. Found some more red as well, so that may find its way in there. And hopefully by the time I go back to work I'll end up with a quilt that I can try out on the frame. And one of the nice things about the fabric over there was we got some that we got over here, but there were some that we don't get here, and it was definitely cheaper than we could buy it here. The only thing you have to be aware of is that the price that you see on the label is not the price that you pay. When you go to pay for it, that's when they add the tax on. So at least over here, you know what the tax is before you start buying it. That took a bit of getting used to. But their quilt shops and fabric shops are fantastic. This one that I think the Quilting Hive, wonderful space. Did workshops there as well, long arm machine in there, as well as plenty of fabric, and we managed to get quite a bit in the sale, which made it worth our while going. So I need to say thank you to my uncle as well, because he sat outside waiting patiently. There was another lady came in just checking the time, finding somewhere to eat, and they were doing a tour of the quilt shops in the area, and she remarked about this man that was sat out in the truck outside waiting patiently. So he would actually do searches online while we for where quilt shops were. So well and truly looked after. So I hope you all have a lovely afternoon. I shall speak to you again soon. If I get the frame set up, I'll take photos of that and you can see it. When I've worked out how to use it, I'll show you it in action as well. So thanks for joining me this morning. Look forward to speaking to you soon, and I'm going to go and do some sewing. So have fun.